Balak Buddhi is how the Prime Minister referred repeatedly to Rahul Gandhi. Modi's bid to demolish Rahul Gandhi's credibility? Have his punches hit or have they missed the target this time? Why the continued silence from the Prime Minister on issues like Manipur? Does the opposition sloganeering through the Prime Minister's speech leave them open to the charge of rowdism? So some of the questions we'll raise. Nalin Kohli is the BJP senior spokesperson. JB Mather is Congress MP. Nilanjan Mukhopadhyay is author and biographer of a book on Prime Minister Modi. Rahul Verma is fellow Center for Policy Research, and Ratan Sarda is associated with the RSS, author and analyst. I appreciate all of you joining us on the show tonight. Let me come to my two political guests first, starting with you, Nalin Kohli. The Prime Minister today, without naming Rahul Gandhi, kept referring to him as Balak Buddhi, suggesting he's immature. Has this become very personal? I put out a tweet suggesting it seems as if the party with 240 seats is acting as if it's got 400, the party with 99 as if it's got 272. Where is the humility? Why this arrogance? Why this constant attempt to denigrate your opposition? He's the Prime Minister of the country.
Thank you for the last part of your sentence and question, Rajdeep. He's the Prime Minister of the country. And I think let's begin the debate with them. He is the Prime Minister of the country. He's not there because he's born into a family and is anointed to become the leader based on being born in the first family of any political party. He's born in any family of the country, not a particular family of the country. So he's not privileged in that sense. He's there because the people of India have put him there through seats. Yes, less than 272, but for the third time, which has happened only twice in Indian democracy, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru as the first Prime Minister and Narendra Modi as now the Prime Minister. So therefore, when he is the Prime Minister of the country, in the temple of democracy, Parliament, let's look at the behavior of the opposition, and this is a constant track record. It happened in the last Lok Sabha, it happened in the one before that. Why are they so scared to hear Narendra Modi? What is it that they fear that they cannot take on Narendra Modi and his oratory and his credibility and his facts and figures and his speeches? That's one question. Second, what is this about the Hindu? Why is the Hindu supposed to be bashed all the time? Why is always the Hindu a terrorist? Why is he saffron terror? Why is a Hindu or Hindus seem to be as AIDS, dengue, what not? Why is the Hindu supposed to be, as Rahul Gandhi says, nafrat? I mean, what is this?
No,
have I ever heard it for any other religion? And the next question is equally important. Should it be for any religion?
Because it's a sensitive issue. He didn't say all Hindus. He said the Hindus referring to the BJP, RSS are spreading nafrat. They are not real Hindus.
Play the... Okay. Please play. You're a channel. You're a senior journalist, Rajdeep. So why don't you play the bite?
Let's play.
ये जो अपने को हिंदू कहते हैं. Where is the word BJP, RSS?
Yeah, ये जो he referred
it's open to
ये
interpretation.
जो he referred to the treasury benches, sir.
Well, ये जो, why? Who are you? Are you writing the speech that this is what it was meant? No, Rajdeep. He said, ये जो अपने को हिंदू कहते हैं, it's as open, ये जो अपने को मुसलमान कहते हैं, ये जो अपने को क्रिश्चियन कहते हैं, ये जो अपने को बौद्ध कहते हैं, ये जो अपने को सिख कहते हैं. It's identical to any religion. Now, it's a matter of interpretation. We take it as an assault on Hinduism because there's a history to saffron terror being coined. I see that as a more dangerous trend. Was Rahul Gandhi to the US ambassador? And why should we not see it? When there is a constant attempt to always speak about Hindu, we see the partners of Rahul Gandhi using the word as saying this is worse, Sanatan Dharma is a disease.
Can I?
And where is Rahul Gandhi come out strongly on that?
Can I stop you? Can I stop you, Nalin? Because you've raised 2 points. You've raised two points which JB Mather needs to answer. JB Mather, point number one, the rowdyism that we saw, and I call it rowdyism. You're constantly interrupting and shouting while the Prime Minister is speaking. You don't want to listen to him. A. B. According to Nalin Kohli, the Congress and the Prime Minister, the entire ecosystem, the so-called ecosystem, is against Hindus. Respond to both these charges.
Rajdeep, one's face is a reflection of what he or she is going through. And look at Prime Minister's face today. He is so disturbed and shaken and rattled is what I wish to say. Now, the Prime Minister, instead of addressing the issues that matters to the people, his speech is totally focused on attacking the opposition, and the kind of language he used, I think he has forgotten that he is the Prime Minister of our country. I mean, me as a citizen wouldn't want to see my Prime Minister using such terms on opposition. You can always criticize opposition, attack opposition, but not stooping to this level of using such terminology.
No, but Rahul Gandhi is also accused of using terms like hinsak to describe. No, you see, if you are ready to attack the other side, expect the other side to attack you. Rahul Gandhi also was unsparing of the Prime Minister yesterday, ma'am.
No, Rahul Gandhi has not used the terms like what he has used, what the Prime Minister has used today in the speeches. And Prime Minister, where is he answering the issues that matters to the people? Where is he saying all that? Now to the question you are asking is about what...
No, I'm asking why this constant interruption, ma'am. I'm asking why were you all constantly interrupting the Prime Minister? Why not listen to him?
Okay. See, it's not the interruption. See, every time we listen to, and he doesn't speak what he is supposed to speak, what the nation wants to hear. We want to hear from the Prime Minister, the Manipur is still burning. He doesn't want to say anything about Manipur. He doesn't want to say anything about NEET. He doesn't want to say about the price rise. So when, as an opposition, after listening to him for a while, when he is not answering all this, it becomes pertinent that we raise issues, and that is why the opposition did that. Now, secondly, I'm coming straight from Rajya Sabha to your channel to take part in this discussion. I want to make one more point. It's not just the Prime Minister. Now, the Rajya Sabha sat till 8:45 p.m. in the night. JP Nadda ji, the Union Health Minister, the leader of the House, BJP party president, spoke for over 95 minutes in Rajya Sabha, but not a single word on NEET. It hurts, Rajdeep, it pains, because how can the government be so insensitive to the youth of the country and do such injustice and ignore such aspirations of the youth?
Okay, I have other guests who I want to go to. We have limited time. I will give Nalin one response. Just a minute, ma'am. No, ma'am, you've had enough time. You made your point. J.B. Mathur, you made your point. Nalin Kohli must be allowed to respond. Producer, put her audio down. Nalin, respond, and then I'll widen this to understand where the Prime Minister is coming from. But Nalin Kohli, two issues raised. Manipur, the Prime Minister's continuous silence on it. It's all very well to attack Rahul Gandhi, call him Balak Buddhi. But, you know, surely at least the least one expects is the Prime Minister to speak out on issues that take him outside his comfort zone. He seems to believe he's the king of good times. He's always believed the glass is half full. The glass is also half empty.
Sorry, Rajdeep, respectfully, you should withdraw that statement. King of good times was used for a man who's fleeing India.
No, I'm using it at the
Prime Minister
in a
Narendra Modi,
specific context of the Prime Minister not willing to answer uncomfortable questions.
So let's leave it out. I'm just saying, just leave it out. Let's leave it out. That's why. So let's leave it out. I think that comparison is
okay.
uncalled for.
I'm not referring to Vijay Mallya at all.
Straight to this on Manipur. First, I think let's hear what Kiran Rijiju, our Parliamentary Affairs Minister, said. The Congress was allotted just short of 3 hours, some 2 hours, 56 minutes or something like that. And then they spoke for an additional almost an hour more, 3 hours, 48 minutes. Who decides the speakers? Obviously, the Congress party will decide its speakers, not the BJP. What stopped them from giving the Manipur MP a possibility to speak? What stopped every other opposition party to do so? They have to decide who will speak. The second Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji got up to speak, they immediately started shouting and making this demand, we want Manipur to speak. Is it part of the rules? So you discard the rules, you throw away your rights to get your own MP to speak, and then you blame the Prime Minister because you've come, as Balak Buddhi is the word used, you've come with this, आज हमारे को class को disrupt करना है. आज हमारे को पार्लियामेंट को डिस्टर्ब करना है, मोदी जी को सुनना नहीं चाहते. इट्स theoretical for JBG to turn around and say we want to hear the prime minister to speak. You didn't want him to speak. You wanted to stop him from the first word go. So what is this about hearing and wanting to hear? You're not interested in hearing him.
Okay, you made that point. Let me take it to the others, starting with you, Rahul Verma. What's your sense that you got? Is this some of the scars of the elections creeping into parliament? This was a bitterly polarized campaign, and this was a face-off between the two main contenders in a way. Rahul Gandhi attacked the Prime Minister yesterday. Today it was the Prime Minister's turn to hit back. It's very personal.
Thank you, Rajdeep. I think first I agree with you, because it was motion of thanks on the president's address. I would have liked the prime ministers to speak on certain issues which nation cares about. The speech largely became an attack on the opposition, Congress party and Rahul Gandhi. Now the question is, why is this happening? And this is not basically a scar of the 2024 election campaign. This has been happening for now 10 years, and it is going to get worse. What is happening in our political system that two parties are not treating each other as political rivals or say ideological rivals. Both of them have now gone to the extent of using all kinds of innuendo and language to delegitimize each other. And so what we are basically seeing is delegitimization of the politics of BJP by the Congress, and same Prime Minister is doing by directly attacking the Congress party, Rahul Gandhi going to the past, calling, referring to the corruption scandals that has happened in the past. So in some ways, this, like last time when I spoke to you, I said knives are now out, and you are going to see this fight both in the parliament as well as on the street. The speeches by Prime Minister as well as Rahul Gandhi basically displaced. Now the gloves are off. No parliamentary niceties should be expected from here on.
Let me therefore look at one of those face-offs and then get you in, Nilanjan and Ratan Sarda. The Prime Minister and Rahul Gandhi, over this charge that the Prime Minister made that the Congress is a party of parasites, and you had Rahul Gandhi virtually suggesting that the BJP is a party that has allowed Hinduism to turn into a violent, hateful religion. Listen into both.
There was a systematic, full-scale assault on the idea of India, on the Constitution, and also on millions and millions of people who resisted the ideas being proposed by the BJP, who resisted the attack on the Constitution. Many of us personally were attacked. In fact, some of our leaders are still in jail. One of our leaders has just recently been released. Another one is still in jail. And not only the opposition, but anybody who resisted the idea of concentration of power, of concentration of wealth, of aggression on the poor, of aggression on Dalits, minorities, tribals, was crushed.
2024 से एक परजीवी कांग्रेस पार्टी के रूप से जानी जाएगी। 2024 से जो कांग्रेस है वो परजीवी कांग्रेस है, और परजीवी वो होता है जो जिस शरीर पर उस शरीर के साथ रहता है, ये परजीवी उसी को ही खाता है। कांग्रेस भी जिस पार्टी के साथ गठबंधन करती है उसी के वोट खा जाती है और अपनी सहयोगी पार्टी की कीमत पर वो फलती फूलती है।
Nilanjan, you're hearing this very personalized debate, Prime Minister and Rahul Gandhi. The Congress seems to suggest Modi is a dictator, and Modi seems to suggest Rahul Gandhi is a dunce. This country some would say, is caught between a dictator and a dunce, is if the two sides are to be believed. How worrying is that?
No, I think, we have to understand that just because that there was a debate starting yesterday and today does not mean that there has been, any great friendship between the Congress and the BJP. Last week, when on Friday there were repeated adjournments and the debate could not be initiated, after that there appeared to be some kind of an understanding between the Congress and the BJP and the government actually, that let's get the debate underway. So that is why it started on Monday. I think, what really set the tone of the kind of reaction which the opposition gave today was the decision of the speaker to expunge certain parts of Rahul Gandhi's, speech. That was something, which actually was uncalled for. You are actually trying to build a new relationship. What the government needs to do is that you need to allow criticism to go on, and I do not think that there was really anything in Rahul Gandhi's speech which was unparliamentary, which needed to be expunged. There can be a political debate over it. What happens is, because it gets expunged, obviously the opposition wants to create something. Now, quite clearly, when Mr. Modi got up, he was not prepared for the kind of a strategy which the opposition had in mind. The problem with Mr. Modi is, that one is that, his optics is more important than the content. So the optics got ruined by the opposition, which, he was unprepared for. Now, it is almost a month, in another 2 days it will be the 4th of July, 1 month since the 4th of June. For the last 10 years, Mr. Modi and the BJP has actually used the power of numbers. It is time for them to understand the absence of numbers. The power of 32 is actually haunting Mr. Modi, which he does not want to face. He continues to be in denial mode. That is why the entire speech did not really touch upon issues, but really was a targeted attack on Rahul Gandhi.
So you're saying in a way,
2014, that what was happening during the UPA government.
Sure, you're saying in a way the BJP has not recovered, you believe, from what happened on June 4th. There will be, of course, those who will say even the Congress is acting as if it's got 272. Nilanjan, is the Congress also acting as if it's got 272?
No, the Congress will obviously act because it has done much better. It has practically doubled the seats which it had last time. So obviously, anybody who's there in Congress, even if the BJP had been in the Congress position, they would have been extremely jubilant, But the fact is that the NDA allies, barring Chirag Paswan yesterday, did not come out with any statement standing with the BJP. What is happening is that Mr. Modi and the BJP is alone on 240. The UPA also has some kind of a, not the UPA, the India alliance also has something very close to it, 234 that they say that the opposition has. So the problem is that there is actually a shortfall. Now, if there is a shortfall, there has to be a better working relationship which the government has to work for.
Okay.
It is the responsibility of the government to ensure that the house works.
Okay, I take your point.
As far as rowdism and heckling is concerned,
yes,
this is something which has been there for the last 3 decades.
But yes, but I don't recall, with due regard, I don't recall when Atal Bihari Vajpayee would get up in Parliament, the opposition would not let him speak. That is not true. Even when Manmohan Singh was there, the opposition would listen to him. Now it's become the moment Modi gets up, the opposition immediately targets him. That was not the case certainly with Atal Bihari Vajpayee. But Ratan Sarda is part of the problem that the RSS in particular, the attack on Hindus and Hinduism, as represented by Rahul Gandhi, tried to give a nuanced position. The RSS said, the BJP said it's an attack on all Hindus. Is that what has led to the triggering of this very personal attack today by the Prime Minister on Rahul Gandhi?
Just a small correction. I'm Sharda. I'm not Sarda.
Yes.
I'm not a Marwadi. Okay, fine. Now, coming to the debate, see what is India Today did a program on the shadow Prime Minister, Mr. Rahul Gandhi. You did a half-hour program, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
So I expected a new Rahul Gandhi who has a lot of new confidence with 99 seats. What are their worth? Rather than what we saw was a cocky, juvenile kind of approach to the speech. He got all the chance to speak. Nobody disturbed him except pointing out the lies that he spoke. So I remember Rahul Gandhi as a person who spoke too many lies, and that is what was expunged, not what he spoke. So should we keep having a history which is not actually correct? Now coming to the day, there are people are enjoying that. It was not normal heckling of Mr. Modi. It was the he stood up and continuously humming noise, claps, slogans, indecorous, horribly indecent. And Mr. Mukhopadhyay Nilanjan says that is a strategy. Is it a strategy to keep on disturbing people, not allowing them to speak, and creating a ruckus in the parliament without even giving a person to speak? If they started shouting half an hour later, I would have understood. If they started the second he stood up, they continuously did the same thing. A juvenile IT cell of the Congress party creates some meme saying Mr. Modi had to put on an earphone. So what do you expect him to do? Rahul Gandhi also wearing a earphone. So this kind of juvenile approach, I'm sorry, that is not the kind of role that is expected of a so-called shadow prime minister. And if you talk of Modi ji, he spoke about his achievement, he spoke about continuity, then he attacked the party because the party had continuously lied about what the government had done, about policies, about Agniveer, etc., etc. So I think only thing I remember out of this debate is continuous humming, noisy sound. I remembered his smirk, sitting like cocky, juvenile guy with people around him standing up.
Okay, so you're saying Rahul Gandhi is juvenile, he's cocky. You've used those adjectives, JB Mathur.
Yes,
you know, there is a sense.
Just listen to me.
No, there is a sense that just as the BJP.
People around him standing. Rajesh, just a moment.
Yes.
People around him were standing and was enjoying the spectacle. Is it right? Could he not stop them? When speaker pulled him up saying, please take control of the people, he was sitting quietly, enjoying the ruckus around him, not asking people to sit down. Is this the role of an opposition leader? I'm afraid this is happening in 2014. Forgive me, this started in 2014. Every session was washed out. Every bill was opposed.
So with due regard, the BJP between 2009 and 14 was no better. They actually allowed entire sessions to get washed out. So let's not go into that. But I want JB Mathur to answer.
Why not get into that?
No, let's see. Because that's the truth. The truth is when the BJP was in the opposition between 2009 and 14, Arun Jaitley said obstruction of parliament is a legitimate parliament tactic. But JB Mathur, having said that, do you concede that the opposition needs to give space to the Prime Minister to speak? Attack him after his speech is over. Why not even listen to him? Why this refusal to listen to the Prime Minister? According to Ratan Sharda, this is a sign of an opposition which is cocky after what happened on June 4th.
No, he said about juvenile. I wish to ask him, is speaking about raising people's voice something juvenile? Is asking about Manipur's juvenile? Is asking about NEET juvenile? Is speaking about the courage juvenile? And you're asking that about the opposition creating ruckus. Let me ask a question back. Today in Rajya Sabha, it was silence on the part of the opposition. Total silence. The floor was fully for the JP Nadda ji. But he couldn't make one sentence, one word on NEET, one word on burning issues, one word on Manipur. So why you're blaming opposition like that? When opposition has given the floor, when opposition has been silent
because you could have waited for his speech to get over and then attacked him on Manipur. But ma'am, you could have waited for his speech to get over and then attacked him on Manipur. But I want to play what a Manipur MP said and then get you in Nalin Kohli. Remember, Bimol Oikojam, who I had on my show last week, is the newly elected MP from Manipur. Listen into what he had to say, and then I'll get you to respond, Nalin Kohli.
And there has been civil war-like situations where people are armed to the teeth and roaming around and fighting each other, defending their villages. And the Indian state is a mute spectator to this tragedy for 1 year. If you have an iota of concern for this state, there would not have been a silence. There would not have been a silence in this House, nor in the presidential address.
Yes.
It is sad to see a nationalist party like the BJP will feel comfortable with the silence on the tragedy of Manipur. Keep your hands on your heart and think about the 60,000 people who are linguistic in relief camps. And those mothers, those widows, think of them. I would keep quiet the moment the Prime Minister opened his mouth and the Nationalist Party says that Manipur is part of India and we care for the people of that state. Only then I will accept what is nationalism in our face.
Respond to that, Nalin Kohli. Manipur has become a festering sore, and the Prime Minister in his speech and JP Nadda in the Rajya Sabha did not address that core issue. According to JB Mathur, JP Nadda didn't even touch NEET. At least the Prime Minister said, I will ensure whoever is guilty in NEET is punished. But why this reluctance to tackle contentious issues? Why this constant belief that all is well? Sab changa hai. If I listen to the Prime Minister, I get a sense, sab changa hai India mein.
No, I don't think so, sab changa hai. I don't know how you've arrived at that. A few days ago, the Home Minister, Mr. Amit Shah, called a meeting of Manipur. After that, Biren Singh, the Chief Minister, was in Delhi.
Yeah, but he must. So the Prime Minister should tell the House that
and solving it.
This is not some
Yes,
secret.
let me finish.
The Prime Minister should tell the House what is the government doing on Manipur. Why this reluctance to speak on uncomfortable issues?
Tell what House? No, it's not reluctance. Tell what? To a House that doesn't want to hear? To a leader of opposition who wants to disrupt? JBG has just on your show said, everybody heard Naddaji with silence. So if the MPs in Rajya Sabha can hear the leader of the government there speaking, leader of the House, Mr. Nadda, president of the BJP,
Well, but
speaking
still
in
they
silence,
didn't say anything
what
about
stopped them
Manipur
from
or
listening to the Honorable
Ma'am,
Prime Minister of
please.
India? Number one. So let's get the fundamentals clear. So this was a strategy. Let's disrupt it because we hate Narendra Modi. It's not very complicated. And second is, whether it is on Manipur and this, what about Rahul Gandhi ji? Who stopped him from getting the MP to speak? So let's not have this, crocodile tear approach. I can say that with a sense of responsibility because for the last, at least 12 years, I'm handling different states of the Northeast from the party side. And for the last 35 years, I've been in some way or the other associated with the Northeast. The reason that we've had the elimination of what we saw in Jammu and Kashmir was because we let action speak louder, which is 370, which it went. And this is what the Prime Minister spoke about also, from stone pelting on the army to never having anything, from separatism. Today it's part of the national mainstream. The Northeast also has been, yes, Manipur has a serious situation, and Mr. Rahul Gandhi and his team would have to reflect how much ghee are they putting into the fire. They will have to reflect about that too.
I want to ask all my panelists as I conclude 30 seconds each, what is therefore the single biggest takeaway that they have had from these 48 hours where we've seen this bruising debate. I use the word bruising specifically. Starting with you, Rahul Verma, what is that biggest takeaway for you from what we've seen, a bruising debate in Parliament in a way?
Very clearly about, the contentious fight between the two sides. Think of it, in some ways, Prime Minister Modi became Chief Minister of Gujarat in 2002 and Rahul Gandhi first time became Member of Parliament in 2004. So they enter into electoral politics at the same age. Somehow it seems that Congress has still not been able to digest that BJP is basically winning and is in power for the third time. And BJP somehow has internalized that there is a Congress ecosystem which continues to sort of like scheme and plots and attacks it. This process of basically not treating your opponents as adversaries is going to go down really badly. I haven't seen in my own eyes how parliaments used to function before, say, 2000s. But what I can see definitely in last 20 years, that now things are going to get really bad before they can.
I'll tell you what we had in Parliament in the 1990s. We had some of the finest speakers, and they were allowed to speak. They would joust with each other. There would be irony. There would be humor. And they would treat each other as adversaries, not enemies. And that's the big difference. Nilanjan Mukhopadhyay, your big takeaway.
No, I would take it further from what Rahul was saying. The point is that at the moment, the Congress as well as the government does not really seem to be interested in trying to get Parliament to work properly. If that was the case, then there would be actually a spirit of adjustment, which would be driving the government, approach to the entire issue. The point is that for the last 10 years in Parliament and prior to that 13 years in the State Assembly, Mr. Modi has really not given much thought to the legislative process. It's not really been encouraged to become a platform for debate. So the idea is essentially to use it as a platform to score brownie points against each other.
That's a good...
BJP is going to go away and back and saying, that the opposition does not allow us to speak.
That's a good point.
Likewise,
I'm
the opposition is also going to say that the
running
government
out of time, but you make a good point.
This.
You're saying that basically Mr. Modi, through Gujarat Assembly and Parliament, simply doesn't want to give the space to the opposition, and that's been his trend. He wants to monopolize the space. Ratan Sharda, finally, do you believe that Narendra Modi has changed in any way after June 4th? Should June 4th not make you more humble, a little bit more humble when you've lost 63 seats? I repeat, he seems to act as if he's got 400.
Well, somebody has got the term third time, which hasn't happened much in India, post-independence India. Let me put 2 points. For me, this impression of this entire debate, Rahul Gandhi let 2 days waste because he could have done the same thing that he did yesterday for the presidential address. He wasted 2 days. He will continue disrupting the parliament. Congress will continue to stall the government. Secondly, Hindu hate is the highlight of this particular speech of the Congress, because not just Rahul Gandhi, his secretary also used the terms like Gita teaches of violence, etc. So this Hindu hate, which has been very pronounced in Bengal, in Tamil Nadu, and many other parts of the nation, I think that is something that Hindus will learn, that they cannot trust.
What's your second takeaway?
I gave one takeaway, that Congress has not changed.
Congress has not changed. Has Modi changed? All very well. Let's assume Congress has not changed. Has Mr. Modi changed?
Yes, too
You are saying yes, he has become Prime Minister third time. The message as I see it is to be a little bit more humble. Where is the humility? Where is the acceptance of your weaknesses? Sab
in the
changa
parliament
hai.
debate, when you
Sab
are,
changa
see, sir, can I speak? When in parliament you are insulted continuously, you are listening to the lies, he's answering it to the debate. When his governance runs, you will see how he modifies himself and how flexible is he. Talk to anybody who has worked in the government about his flexibility and just listening to people.
So why not Congress the same flexibility in Parliament?
PV Narasimha Rao worked with BJP. BJP allowed Narasimha Rao to complete 5 years, do all the reforms. Can Congress change itself?
Okay. Point taken. Tali do haath se bachti hai. I think it's very clear. Tali do haath se bachti hai. We want an opposition which is strong, but an opposition which is less disruptive. We want a government that is more accountable and a little bit more humble. Is that not possible? If that is, then maybe we can get Parliament to function.